Excellent. All right, folks. We're right on time, 5:31. So I will call to order the Police Commission meeting for the Village of Shorewood on Tuesday, November 2nd at 5:30 p.m. All present?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now, our first order of business is to consider the minutes from the September 15th, 2021 meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at those? They're part of the agenda packet.
Yes.
All right. So I would say, since Jennifer was missing, she probably doesn't have any strongly held feelings about the minutes. She wasn't present for them.
And usually the process there is someone misses a meeting, they can abstain from voting on approval of the minutes.
Yeah. Craig, did you have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Yes, I did.
With the minutes, and then especially with the recording, do they appear to match your memory of the event?
Yes, they completely do.
Okay, excellent. That might be that we've got a very good secretary working with us right now. I would say.
Yeah, so I think what you can do is ask for a motion to approve the September 15th, 2021 as submitted.
Sure. Just one quick second. Hey, Barney, did you get a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes, I did.
Does that comport with your memory as well?
Yes, it does. Very accurate.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Then if I could ask for somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 15th, 2021 meeting.
I will make the motion to approve the minutes from September 15th, 2021.
All right, I'll second that. And then if we could call the roll.
Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Bullock,
Present.
Commissioner Anderson, present, President Cole.
Present. Now, I think on our motion, is it aye or nay?
Yeah, it would be the vote is a motion to approve the minutes, and so you call the roll in terms of aye or nay.
I vote aye.
Yeah, I deemed it as you were all saying aye.
Okay, all right. Well, then then I think the motion seems to carry. The minutes are approved from September 15th. All right, so our next order of business, Chief, it's my understanding that both of the applicants that we have for the police officer eligibility list are available. Is that correct?
Yes, they are.
All right, then for purposes of, I would be moving to convene into closed session in accordance with section 1985 sub 1 sub c of the Wisconsin state statutes to consider issues of employment, specifically certification of a police officer eligibility list, the purposes of which to interview police officer candidates to establish an eligibility list for the position of police officer, and sub B, to discuss the police officer candidates.
And just to clarify, the purpose of the closed session would be to interview specific individuals and to discuss specific individuals.
Yep.
Okay, and so that you would need a motion to go into closed session as announced.
All right. Craig or Barney or Jennifer?
Motion to go into closed session.
I second that motion.
Aye.
All right, Secretary Ewald, should we have the vote?
We'll call the roll. Commissioner Moore,
Aye. Present.
Commissioner Bullock,
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
President Cole.
Aye.
The meeting will adjourn into closed session. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to facilitate the breakout room process. So just give me a minute. And which individual is coming into closed session first? Mr. Slimman or Mr. Metzer?
Mr. Metzer.
Okay, thank you.
And just for the public's purposes, the commission will reconvene into open session at the conclusion of the closed session discussion.
Hello, P. I'm fine. I totally forgot Bob Dylan was playing tonight. Yes.
Where?
Riverside.
Where are you going?
I forgot about it.
Wait. Isn't that one of your artists?
Huh?
Isn't he like one of your favorite
Yes,
artists?
I know. I
You
know.
go without tickets? You think? You should try.
Looking it up online right now.
Good. Can't miss this. It's too important.
Nah, tickets are all going for $3.90.
Ow! Get them.
Marie, you sitting too close to the fire, girl.
Wow.
Marie, you're gonna be in a book, The Girl That Sat Too Close to the Fire. It's the wheeze that burst into flame. You have dance tonight, Marie?
No.
Is that gonna be a new spot? I guess I'm the one that's gonna have to take it out. Yes. Yep. Sorry.
Oh, this affordable housing feature, Tyler loved it.
Oh, really?
This is absolutely amazing, he said.
Hmm.
And it is, it's amazing because of Karen. Because of Jennifer and because of me. All of those reasons.
Because you're doing the work.
just waiting on Craig.
All right. I'm probably gonna have to bump out of here. Can I, do we need me for any more voting at all?
Just this one, would be, and then by all means, feel free. to-
Okay. Okay.
We've now convened from closed session back into open session. What I would like to make a motion that we establish an eligibility list for Shorewood police officer with the two names of Jacob Metzer and Luke Slayman in no particular order. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, and Ms. Ewald, since there is a motion and a second, can you call the roll on that?
Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. I just joined you. Did you make a motion?
Let's-
Motion
Okay.
and then Mr. Moore seconded.
Okay, I just got back to you.
Then I can say it again.
Okay, let me pull up
All
the
right.
minutes.
Coming back from closed session into open session, I would make a motion that we establish an eligibility list for Shorewood police officer with the names of Jacob Metzer and Luke Slayman in no particular order. And then I'd ask for a second.
Second.
Was that Moore or Bullock?
More.
Moore, thank you.
All right. And then if we could call the roll, please.
Sure. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Bullock,
Aye.
President Cole.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right. And then Commissioner Moore, since you have a professional engagement, I imagine you would like to absent yourself for that.
Yes, if that's possible.
It is, we'll still have a quorum. Go ahead and have a nice evening.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Miss Ewald, I don't think we need a specific motion, but I was wondering if we could, or maybe we do. Can we stand adjourned for about 5 minutes just to take a quick break?
Sure, we can call a recess at 6:40, returning at 6:45.
All right. Thank you very much. You know, Steve, how do you get these backgrounds? You're muted.
Yes, I mean, I've got a bunch of pictures in my computer that I just, from my iPhone, I've sent to my computer. And then on Zoom or any other platform, you can import them as background. So I could do different backgrounds. I felt like blue today because it was really pretty. And I was wearing a blue shirt and tie. So
Okay. I
I
just,
thought I'd color coordinate, but it's pretty easy to do. If you're taking a picture with your phone, you can shoot it to your computer, and then whenever you're on, like we're in Zoom right now. So
Mhm.
under the stop video, there's a little up caret and it says choose virtual background. You hit that and that's where you can import pictures into that. So
You know, it's funny. It's got a very Warren Beatty Heaven Can Wait movie.
it is.
Since,
Yeah,
you know, you're in the age group.
I ought to reverse it so that cloud's not hovering over my head because it looks sort of like a halo, and that just does it. That's sort of like an oxymoron with respect to having your attorney in that sort of setting.
Oh, we think of you as our angel.
Yeah, it looks like a tortellini, really. I'm hungry. It's dinner time, so.
Got a way more jaundiced view of lawyers. Okay. Craig, are you all ready to get started again?
Yeah, I'm ready. No, I'm back, I guess.
And then Rebecca, we just go ahead and restart the meeting.
Yes, it is 6:47.
All right, excellent. All right, so next we've established the eligibility list for police officer with the applicants. Now our next agenda item is to review the proposed amendments to the police commission bylaws. Now, I wanted to have on the agenda is to have our commentary and so forth, and then we'd open it up to public comment. Just has everybody had a chance to review the actually fantastic packet that Miss Ewald put together as it relates to the potential revisions, et cetera? Has everybody had a chance to take a look at it?
Yes.
All right. Now, Steve, to start with, since you've been helping us with this, can I safely assume, given your education in this area, we got started with kind of a current version of how the non-optional powers police commissions function?
Yes.
All right. And kind of how would you describe these amendment additions or updates?
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you a real short, quick overview because you guys have already read it. But the intent of this was to make sure that your bylaws conformed with state law. Okay, and I had talked before that in terms of your section 504 that called for the commission to investigate complaints, that I didn't think that comported with state statute. So what I did was wanted to make sure that the bylaws that you have refer solely to matters within your jurisdiction and the disciplinary process. And that is the filing of charges, formal charges that seek the demotion, suspension, or termination of an officer. Okay, so when you see, and what I've done is the additions in there is really what I've cut into there or pasted into there is my standard form bylaws that track almost identically chapter 62.13.5 in terms of what your powers are. So the new section 500 is a general overview of the disciplinary charges, and that removes the investigation piece of that, which I don't think is in your jurisdiction, and puts that and articulates that is part of the village's complaint process, okay? Which is where, in my view, it should be, all right? And then talk specifically about charges and who can file them and how they can be filed, Okay, and that's in chapter 5. Those are those changes. Chapter 6, then, and then what I deleted a lot of the stuff that was in your current bylaws that dealt with the pre-hearing procedures. They weren't necessarily not conforming with statute, but it was much easier for me, rather than overstrike and underline every part, was just to insert my standard form in there. And it's generally consistent with what the procedures have. Mine is more detailed. Okay, so there's not necessarily a substantive change in terms of the process. It's just more detailed, and it was easier to do that and it was easier to read rather than to just try to overstrike and underline the current bylaws. Okay, so then much of what was in chapter 5 of your bylaws in terms of the process of filing the formal charge that is in your jurisdiction then is now chapter 6. Okay, and that talks about who files the charge, who is represented. It establishes a pre-hearing meeting of the commission before the charges are served on the officer. And that does a couple things. One, it makes sure that the procedures have been followed properly so that there isn't a process issue in terms of what the charges are. And number 2, it allows you an opportunity to look at the charge and make a decision as to whether or not, even if all the facts in the charge are true, whether those would give rise to consideration in your mind of demotion, suspension, or reduction, or demotion, suspension, or termination. Okay, I just went through that. We had a citizen complaint, formal charge filed with the commission under 6213.5, seeking, they wanted suspension or termination. The commission got together, read what was alleged. It was attitude of the police officer during a stop. The commission said that even if the officer was rude as alleged in terms of the conduct, we would not consider demoting, suspending, or terminating that officer. We don't think it's in our jurisdiction. They dismissed the charge and sent it back to the chief. Okay, so that gives you that opportunity. It's usually only invoked when there's citizen complaints coming in, third parties, to give you that opportunity. It gives you that chance, but it also has the provision there, hey, I want to hear more. And then you proceed from the initial hearing or the pre-hearing to a scheduling conference, which is generally run by the attorney to set the date for the hearing, deadlines for witnesses, deadlines for exhibits, discovery procedures, subpoena procedures, that sort of stuff. That's at the scheduling conference. That's not necessarily a commission meeting. And then it details how the hearing is run, okay, and what you have to find and how you find it, and then the appeal stuff. And all that stuff tracks statute. So that's what's in there.
Okay, now, and on our level, like say in the complaint you were just talking about, would we be tracking something like the 7 steps of just cause or anything along those lines?
That's in the hearing process, so that once you get the evidence in, there's process of, who goes first and what the process is. Once all that evidence is and we have the record, then these rules provide that you will make a determination applying the 7 standards.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then the next question I have, section 501 sub D, as it relates to the complaint generally. I noticed that we've decided to put a link in, or at least name policy 1010, which is the personnel complaints from the Shorewood Police Department.
Right.
Now, is that going to be a hyperlink in the policy in the document itself, or would you suggest such?
You can do that, and so I would leave it up to you. The reason it's in there is just so that people who reveal this understand that there's a difference between a complaint that falls with under the village policy and a charge which brings you into play, and you can hyperlink that.
Okay. All
I
right.
think that's Rebecca's question.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. So Craig or Jennifer, based on kind of the questions I've asked, do you have any other questions based on the materials in front of us?
I do not. No.
No, I mean, there's a lot of good information here. I just wonder if we could hear from Attorney Zach, how, if at all, this meaningfully changes the chief's responsibility in the instance of complaints or doing investigations.
This
into
does
complaints.
not change that at all because that's really village policy in terms of investigating complaints. This
Okay.
deals only with the commission, because these are your bylaws. These involve only how you proceed with respect to a formal charge. Because
Okay.
that's before you, the complaint process and the investigation of that is in the village. Okay, and that's why there's a link there.
Gotcha.
So it does not change the chief's internal complaint policy. That's in the chief's jurisdiction and in, I think my earbuds just died.
We can hear you.
All right, hang on.
We can hear you.
He may not be able to hear us.
Mhm.
That may be deliberate.
I thought that was when hair grew in your ears. It's a protection factor.
Can you hear me?
As you get
Can you
older,
hear me now?
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, it's been a long day, a lot of Zoom. It doesn't change that. I mean, that's for the chief and the village's consideration.
Thanks.
This does not change anything relative to your role in terms of charges before you. It makes it clearer and more detailed, in my view.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So if Craig, if you don't have any other questions, and Jennifer just asked what she had, then on our agenda, number 7 is public comment on proposed amendments to the police commission bylaws. And I'd kind of throw it out there. I see we just have a couple of guests in the room. And is there any public comment?
This is Ellie Pick. My
All right,
only
well,
public comment is, I think it's very good. I attended the Public Safety Committee. Let me put my video on too. Oh, can't. Okay. Last night. And so it's a very detailed, oops, I'm gonna start my video. Okay. It's a very detailed review of the bylaws. I appreciate that. I defer to your expertise on that. I'm happy that the Public Safety Committee will be looking also at complaints and their nature and the ease of which to process them and file them and who should be looking at them. There's many items, at least a dozen here that I've looked at. So I thank you very much for taking this on and so for your service. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And then let's see, Mr. Arndorfer, do you have anything?
Sorry, I do not. I was just listening. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, sir. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you very much. Then, well, okay, so Craig and Jennifer. So Barney had to leave because of work. I did, I have had occasion to have a conversation with him, and he had an opportunity to take a look at the proposed amendments. Having said that, I'm not going to speak for him beyond saying I don't believe that he would want any more time spent from his standpoint. And then if I just ask Craig, do you have any questions or any qualms, or are you ready to move forward on kind of the revisions that we have in front of us?
You know, I'm really ready to move forward on the revisions that we have. I think it explains everything in detail on what we do and who reports to what. So I would rather go ahead and just get this done.
Okay. Jennifer, your feelings in this area?
Same.
Okay, very succinct. All right. Well then, if that's kind of the position, then I'd be looking for a motion on, and let me get the language that was suggested. One second.
Move we agree to accept the proposed amendments to the police commission bylaws.
Where was that?
It's in the memo.
Ah, see, I'm looking in the wrong place. It's good for a little guidance.
Yeah.
Excellent. And this is
On
way
page-
easy. Yeah, this is way easier than trying to do it myself when you make it up. I would say, I would move to approve the proposed police commission rules and regulations pursuant to section 102. And I'd be looking for a second.
Second.
All right. And then Miss Ewald, if you could go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Bullock,
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
President Cole.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
All right. And my read of the other rules from the Shorewood Police Commission that were last completed in '99. Note that we can only do this at a regular meeting by a majority of members, of which we have both. So I believe that would have our rules being updated. Ms. Ewald, about how long do you think before we can get that on the Police Commission webs page?
We'll be placing it on there this week.
Okay, excellent. And then in the rules themselves, will there be a hyperlink to the Shorewood Police Department's complaint process, or will that be a separate box on the web page?
Within the rules, there will be a link to that policy.
Okay, all right. Wow. We've kind of exhausted everything up to adjournment. Before we go, does anybody else have Commissioner Anderson, Commissioner Bullock, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just want to thank Rebecca for all the hard work she put in to helping the police commission out. It's above and beyond her call of duty. And she's always, as always, incredibly thorough and thoughtful in everything she did. So thank you.
Oh, you guys are so kind. All these compliments are going to make me want to never stop staffing the commission.
Oh, well, that's our goal.
Is that
There you go.
And I want to thank the commission for getting done before the first pitch of the World Series tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not realize that's on tonight.
Yes.
Sorry.
Game 6.
Sorry. Okay, with that then, last item.
I would move to adjourn.
I would second it.
All right, and call the roll, but it sounds like the motion carries.
Commissioner Bullock,
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson.
Aye.
President Cole.
Aye.
Meeting adjourns at 7:04 p.m.
Right.
Good night, everyone.
Play ball.
Yeah,
Night.
Good night. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.